Hello everyone, my name is Penny and some of you might know me already. Today I'm going to have some fun showing you my different drums that I have at home. Which family do drums belong to? Do they belong to the string family? Do they belong to the woodwind family? Or do they belong to the brass family? No, they belong to that's right, the percussion family. The percussion family is a lovely family. It has tinklers and scrapers and buzzers and bangers and shakers, all sorts of things. And they're made of, well, we'll find that out as we go along. Now, the very first drum that you think of is the sort of drum that's in a band. It's called a drum kit. I've got a little clip here of Dan, our drummer, playing his drum kit. So let's listen to that first. Thank you, Dan. That was really great playing, very exciting. Now, what is a drum? Well, the best way to find out is to look at one. So, here's a drum. This is a buffalo drum. In the past, buffalo drums were always made with the skin of a buffalo. But this is a modern buffalo drum, so it's made with plastic. So, the first thing we know about drums is they have a skin. They also have a frame that goes all the way round, just like that. And the skin is fixed to the frame quite tightly. And then it will make a noise. The third thing is we have to remember is that we play drums with our hands. So I'm going to play this lovely buffalo drum with my hands. There we go. I put my hand there and the sound stops. It makes a really great noise, doesn't it? So we know that that is a drum. Now, I have a very special word for you. Membranophone. Okay, that's tricky, isn't it? Can you say it? Membranophone. If we split it into two, the first bit says membrano. Membrano just means a skin. The second bit, phone, that means a sound. Just like a mobile phone makes a sound, phone on the end of a word means sound. So a membrano sound means something with a skin that makes a sound. So my buffalo drum had a skin and it made a sound. What do you think that we could use my buffalo drum for? Well, we could use it for making music. The other thing we could use it for would be to send a message. In the past, we didn't have phones, they didn't have computers, they didn't have postmen. There was no way of sending a message very easily, but a good way to send a message could be on a drum. If you're in the middle of a battle, how are you going to get a message to your troops to tell them what to do? Well, you could ask a drummer boy to learn special messages, and then you tell the drummer boy which message to pass along. So here's a message. Pretend I'm a drummer boy. Here comes my message. That message was, run away! Here's another message. That message was, attack! So that's the way that you would pass messages in a war situation. I'm just going to put buffalo down for a minute. Now, you could pass a message to someone next to you. I don't think it would have to be run away necessarily. I could pass a message. I'm going to use this drum here. I made this drum. So I'm going to use this message to pass this drum to pass a message to the person next to me. And here's the message that I'm going to send. Okay, do you know what my message said? It said, "Happy birthday to you." That was my message. Let's put that drum down. So, could you send a message to the person sitting next to you? Maybe it's their birthday as well. Or maybe you could practice sending messages in the playground when you're outside. You don't have to have a drum. You could use your hands to send a message. You could use your knees, or you could even use your chest here, just like gorillas do when they're sending messages to the rest of the gorilla tribe. They tap their chest like that. Okay, so now we know quite a lot about drums. So it's time to look at some more. This is my favourite drum. Have a look. Oh, look, it's so sweet, isn't it? It doesn't really look like a drum, does it? It looks like a frog. Okay. It is a drum though. I'm going to show you why. It has a skin all over the top, and it has a frame. It's a very froggy looking frame, but it's still a frame. And I'm going to play it with my hands. So I'm going to make this noise. Do you think it will be a loud noise or a quiet noise? So forte or piano? I think that sounds quite piano, don't you? We can make it a little bit louder doing this. That's a bit more medium. But if I do this, that's definitely forte. That was really loud. So that's my little froggy drum. Very small with a big sound. Now I'm going to show you another small little drum. This one is quite small. It's called a prayer drum. It's definitely a drum because it has a skin. In fact, it has two skins. One there, one there. It has a big round frame and it has two beads, and the beads hit against the skin and make a noise. This one I play with my hands. I have to rub my hands together like that, keeping my fingers very straight. Here it goes fast. Now it can go slowly. So there we go. That's the prayer drum. This drum is quite like the prayer drum. I can hide behind this drum. This drum is much bigger than the prayer drum. We call this one the pancake drum because it's flat as a pancake. It has a skin that side. If I turn it round, it has a skin that side. And it has two beads, one each side, ready to hit the skins. Let's listen to this one. That one is really noisy. And I have one more here. I expect you can guess what this one is called, can't you? Yes, it's a giraffe drum. That's because it's painted to look like a giraffe. It's definitely not made of giraffe skin. This is made of something called parchment, which is a bit like paper. And it's stretched tightly over these round frames. We have 1, 2, 3 round frames. We have skins on both sides. And then we have some little wooden bits that are going to hit the skins. This one is very tricky to play, so I'm going to have a go and see if I can do it. There you go. That is really tricky. That lovely giraffe drum. My last drum is this one. And do you think this looks like a drum? Well, it's got a handle. It kind of looks like a tube, not a drum. If I turn it like this, you will see that we have a skin here. See that skin? And then we have something strange hanging out at the end of the skin. We have a lot of tail kind of thing. This tail is made of a metal spring. It's coiled very tightly and it does wiggle quite a lot. Can you see it wiggling? Dancing around like that? If you look inside, I'm going to show you inside, there is nothing inside. You see that? Just the place where the tail is tied on. This makes a really great noise. Listen to this. Ooh, and when I put my hand on the tail, it stops and there's no sound. I have 2 of these drums. The other one is a bit bigger. Here it is. Here we go. You see it's quite a lot bigger and it has an incredibly long tail. If I go like that, you can see, oh my goodness, there's the end of the tail. It's really long. So if I'm going to play this one to you, I'm going to have to stand up a bit. So here we go. Watch out for the tail. I put my hand on the tail and it stops straight away. Now these ones are often called spring drums because this long piece of wire is called a spring. But sometimes they're called something else. Can you guess what they're called? There's a bit of a clue in the decoration. Yes. They look like they've got lightning all over them, don't they? Are they lightning drums? No, because lightning is what you see. The sound that you hear is thunder. So they're called thunder drums. Just put down my thunder drums for a minute. Okay, well that's the last of my drums that I've shown you now. I'm just going to ask you one question. Can you remember the name, that very special name that I said at the beginning? Membranophone. That was a really tricky name, wasn't it? A membranophone. And it means something with a skin that makes a sound. So what is it that makes a drum a drum? Let's look at this one that I made. We saw it earlier. This is a drum because it's got a skin. This one's got 2 skins, one at each end. The skins are on a frame. They're done up together with some string that holds it all together. And then you play it with your hands. There we go. So that's what makes a drum a drum. You could very easily make your own drum. Next week I'm going to do a video and show you how to make your very own drum that you can play in the classroom or at home. So I hope you've had a lot of fun watching all my different drums. They are quite weird and wonderful and I love them. So I'm going to say goodbye now and look forward to seeing you again. Goodbye.